Welcome to #TellMeYourStory. I'm Danielle. I have lived experience of addiction, prison and a lot more. I turned my life around 5 years ago and today I'm a caseworker working with women with complex needs.
My name's Rhiannon. I've got lived experience in addiction and the criminal justice system. I changed my life around 3.5 years ago and I'm currently working as a caseworker with vulnerable adults coming out the criminal justice system.
I'm Kaz. I have lived experience of addiction, the criminal justice system, trauma and much more. I've been addiction free for 5 years and I turned my life around 3.5 years ago.
So girls, finally here.
Oh, so excited.
So it seems there's our first podcast. I suppose we want to let people know a bit about ourselves and why we're doing this podcast.
Yeah.
So as we mentioned in our intros, we've all turned our life around at different stages. Me and Kaz are around the 5-year mark and Rhiannon is 3.5 years, yeah? So we've all had chaotic lives and we've all turned our lives around at different stages and we've met along the way. We all were peers with St. Giles Trust. We've done the peer advisor program and that's how we met each other. So we've been on a journey together and become friends ever since.
Yeah.
So why are we doing this podcast then, girls?
For me, maybe make more awareness.
Awareness?
Yeah.
What sort of things?
Well, my lived experience, so, criminal justice system, addiction, domestic violence, trauma as a child, just stuff like that, because, I never had awareness, so make more awareness.
Yeah, absolutely. So for me, like Rhiannon, it's to raise awareness, but also, to give people hope as well and to break stigmas, because with the lived experience that we have, even between us, there are stigmas with things still in the 21st century. And do you know what? I'm interested to hear other people's stories as well.
Yeah.
And
I'm
the
really
journeys
excited.
they've been on.
Build a platform for them to
and how
speak.
they flipped it over and
I know, I enjoy talking about my journey now. I was ashamed before of my past and I'm not ashamed anymore because I am the person I am today because of everything I've gone through.
Yeah, exactly.
And now we're all using our skills to help other people.
Yeah.
And I've met a million people on the way, not a million is exaggeration, but so many people on my journey that have lived experience and that are doing this job. And to be honest with you, until I was in this role, I never heard about people with lived experience and their stories. I think that would have motivated me a lot sooner if I had known that it was possible.
Yeah.
Because I didn't really believe it was possible at all, did you?
No, I didn't. When I first found out about it, I was like, lived experience? I was like, a bit confused with that word right now. And then when someone just explained to me, well, what you've been through, you can now help other people come out of their dark times and help them through their journeys.
We can do anything. The world's our oyster now.
Yeah.
I know, and I never felt like that before.
We've overcome the odds. We've been given a second chance in life, and boy, are we grabbing it with both hands. And I'm so proud of us for that.
And just one thing I want to say to the viewers is we talk about lived experience a lot. We know everybody on the planet has lived experience, but when we're mentioning lived experience, we're talking lived experience of adversities. So things like addiction, homelessness, domestic violence, all them different issues. So don't think that we're thinking people don't have lived experience because everyone do. So we just want to make sure that our viewers are aware that that's what we're talking about.
And I think indirect lived experience as well, because it impacts not just that person, it impacts the family as well. And that's probably another thing we'll discuss along the line, is how it does impact the person and the people around them as well.
Yeah, definitely. I can see the impact that it had on my family and my friends as well.
Definitely.
I know.
Disowned my best friends because I knew how much it hurt them for them to see me like that. So I had to block myself away.
Yeah.
So how do you feel? Rhi is newest on a journey out of us, so we thought we'd include Rhi, because me and Kaz was going to do the podcast until Rhi came along. And she's the new addition, but we thought we'd bring her along because she's newer on this journey.
Yeah.
So she will be able to connect with the people who are new on this journey of being in recovery and, you know, going out and finding employment. Like, how long have you been in your job now?
Since April, my full-time job.
Yes.
You know, I
So
did
how
have
many
a
weeks is
part-time
that?
job. Well, it's not even 2 months.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
even 2
Not even
months.
2
So she's
months.
like new,
Gosh,
like.
go on.
And what do you feel like now? You've been in a couple of years, same as me, haven't you?
Yeah,
So how do you feel like your journey's gone in your life? How do you feel it's different?
I wake up every morning and I'm happy. Like, I don't wake up and just exist and survive the day and wait to see what trauma or whatever's thrown at me. I wake up, I'm happy, and I'm like, I'm living.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I got things to live for now.
Yeah.
You know, and like it's an amazing feeling. You can't even describe it, can you?
No.
You never think back then. You never think you'd get to this point in your life.
Definitely not. I never thought I'd be an independent woman with a nice
No.
house, a car, money in my bank, and you know, I never thought that I would ever get like a normal life, I suppose, or normal as they say.
Yeah.
But it's been quite a journey for me, and I'm at a stage now where I feel like I can do anything. Like, well, look what we're doing with this podcast, innit?
Yeah.
Like, none of us have any experience in this stuff.
What made you flip it around? What triggered you to think, right, enough is enough, I can't do this no more?
Well, I was in addiction twice in two different stages in my life with a 10-year gap in between on two different drugs. So, like, the first time was a long time ago, but I'll talk about the second time. So, like, it was cocaine and crack I ended up on, but I ended up having 9 miscarriages in the space of a year and a half, and I had no mental health support. But the trauma that I had over it just threw me into addiction, and like I ended up then I was shoplifting. I got a sanction off the dole, off the Universal Credit for when I had a miscarriage. I missed one of the appointments and nobody contacted me, and I wasn't in the head frame to go check in if I missed appointments and stuff. That wasn't even crossing my mind.
Yeah.
But like 5 months later, they sanctioned me for missing that appointment for 272 days, I think is something like that, with 0 benefits. So I had a flat to run, no benefits, and the beginning of a drug habit.
Oh, that's really hard.
So and then my mental health and everything else, like, and I ended up out shoplifting. Like, I had to put electric in my cupboard, so I had to go out and make money, but I couldn't do it. I wouldn't ever have been able to shoplift it if I was sober. But that's where the drugs come in, and then I continuously, because I had to shoplift, I had to take drugs, and it was a cycle then that I ended up falling in. But like, it was 2.5 years ended up on it, and I was wearing age 11 clothes. Like, I was that skinny, and I would wear tracksuit bottoms underneath the jeans for age 11, like, because they were too big for me. So I was skin and bone. I was in the contemplation stage for ages because I was in a bad relationship. I had my brother who was also on drugs. They were both living with me, and because I was shoplifting, I was paying for all of our habits. Do you know what I mean? They did chip in a little bit here and there, but it was 90%. It was me. I had to go out and make the money because I was the one that could do it. And it was just madness. Like, the relationship was a drug relationship. We both relapsed and fell down together. So, like, none of us were bad people. We were just bad together.
Yeah.
And it just went pear-shaped. And I just used to wake up every single day, cry my eyes out because I was still alive for the start. And then I'd have to go and do the same thing every single day, go out and get money. It was just horrible. So, like, I'd be crying my eyes out because of the life. And it lasted a couple of months, that, just waking up depressed, having no choice but to go out. I could not go out because I needed it. Well, thought I needed it. And I just one day, we had split up, me and him, and I was in the flat on my own. I had no one depending on me. So I didn't have to go out. So I was going out. I was on the bus going shoplifting. And I just thought, fuck this. Like, there's no reason why I got to go back. I jumped off. I rang my mum. I said, I've had enough, mum. She said, come up here. I went up there and I stayed there for a year. And that was it. I just had to stop. Like, I got help from Devodal and stuff and got treatment because I had charges as well from shoplifting charges. Like, and they popping up. And for our viewers, the VODL is like where you get a drug treatment order in the courts.
Yeah.
So then you attend it.
Yeah.
But so I had support from them, and my probation officer. Oh, where was I? What in my story then?
Probation officer, Defodel, that she's...
Oh yeah, so I went at my mum's, but I went to prison in between that, which is another story I'll tell you another time. I totally forgot about that bit. But that's how I ended up with orders anyway, served for the charges. When I come out of prison, that's when me and him split up. So that's how I ended up at my mother's then for a year. But it was the best thing I ever did.
Yeah.
And I started then engaging with my probation officer while I was at my mum's and go into the VODL on a regular. And I just sort of got into a routine and a pattern. And my probation officer, Victoria, oh my God. Like, I don't know whether it was, like, she was amazing. She helped me see what was going on in my own life. Like, and I suppose the fog had lifted a bit then because I wasn't using and stuff and I wasn't in the chaos. So my logic started coming back. I started to be able to think again properly. Do you know what I mean? Because you can't when you're on drugs, can you? The only thing you're thinking about is
the next...
is the next fix, like, and that's it. So it was mad, and since then, when I lived at my mum's, it's just like, it's all gone
Changed
up,
you for the better.
Like, who would have thought I'd be in uni doing forensic psychology, doing a leadership management course alongside a full-time job, and now a podcast.
I know.
The world's your
Smashing,
oyster
yeah.
now.
I
So
know.
Kaz Rhi, what made you flip it around?
So what made me flip around, I was in a relationship and it was chaotic, drug fueled, but I had a blip, so obviously I did have addiction in 2015, but this was my blip. And I remember just being in this house, used all my resources to get money, literally everything, sold cars, whatever we could do. And I sat there one day and I'd gone through a full withdrawal over the weekend and started using again on a Monday, and I'm thinking, I could ride this out, but I started using again. Anyway, by the weekend, I was planning my escape. Planned my escape, dropped his child off to school and run straight to my mum.
Wow.
On the Thursday, I run straight to my mum with the clothes on my back, left everything there, just literally left everything in that house. Like, my whole life was there.
Was it that bad in there?
Yeah, it was just controlled.
It was
like, just controlled, yeah. It was controlled, like...
Coercive.
Yeah. And yeah, on the Thursday, I run to my mum's and she was like, yo, you here for money? No, because I didn't stay there for a period of time because I was with him, like, controlled and that. And yeah, my mum was like, I don't believe it. I was like, listen, mum, I want to sort myself out. I've got my own money. I need to have stuff now until I get on a script. Fine, didn't believe me, but I did not leave that sofa for 17 months. And that was it. I had an epiphany. I thought it was either probably die in that flat or go to jail, because I was looking at jail. And I was like, no, I don't want this life. So yeah, my mum took me in. She helped me recover, really. So obviously the COVID period hit and I was fuming over the COVID, but it really helped me. So stayed in for 17 months. My mum was even coming to Fodder with me. So like, I'm picking up my medication, she'd come with me. I'd pick up like my money from the bank. We'd go shopping together, go back home, and I'd done that for 17 months because I felt like if I didn't get out now, I was gonna die. Like, I was gonna die. And yeah, my mum, God bless her, like, she saved my life. Like, literally helped me sit there in different meetings, go into therapy, just doing all my courses, like, literally sitting there listening to me while I'm crying and feeling depressed, like, I'm stuck in, can't do all this. But I got through it because of her as well. But yeah, she supported me all through that. And then I got accommodation, and since then I've been living independently, and it's just been amazing. Like, I wake up every day and I'm like, right, okay, there are some challenges. I do get a bit frustrated, but I love a challenge. So yeah, every day's a new day for me.
Yeah.
It's mad how important having, like, I wouldn't have been able to get off the drugs if I didn't have that place to go in my mum's.
Yes, yeah.
And not like, you couldn't go up there for a couple of weeks. I had to stay there. It was over a year I stayed there.
In for 17 months.
Yeah, exactly. And you have to get used to having a life without drugs, a
yeah.
routine, don't you? And get used to living normally again before you can ever contemplate.
Yeah, I had to
stepping
kind of
foot.
like start like loving yourself again, innit? It's
Yeah.
like you have to like, I was like, my mum was like, no, treat yourself, buy yourself stuff. You haven't done this for so long. She was like, enjoy those little things that when you can go out and enjoy it now. She said, you've got money in your account, like, go out and enjoy it. And that's the best thing about it, like, you know, is having that normal routine and feeling like, do you know what, I can actually go out and spend my money.
Isn't
Do you
it?
know, for the first couple of months, I was like, I got money in my account. I was like, man, I got money in my account. Like, I normally spend it in that day. So yeah, it's mad now to know that like you can live with money and kind of treat yourself and love yourself again.
Yeah,
You know, what about you? Yeah. I love that.
So for me, gosh, I was on cocaine for nearly 20 years. Some of it was a hidden addiction, so some people knew, some people didn't. But for me, I got into a lot of debt with a drug dealer from across the bridge, nearly £1,000. I don't want to go into detail, only because even to this day, I'm still so ashamed of what I've done, even though I've been forgiven, do you know what I mean? But I just did. I went to the lowest of the low, do you know what I mean? And
that's where it takes you
it
there.
does,
yeah.
It's not something you'd ever be like now, but
No,
it takes you there.
No, this is it. And that was for me, and I got arrested for it as well, do you know what I mean? And that was it for me. I don't want to be involved in the criminal justice system again, luckily for me.
Do you want to put a little bit of context on it so people don't make assumptions and think the worst?
It was along the lines of fraud, basically, without going into detail.
It was just, I wanted you to clarify so people weren't thinking something worse. So.
I did get arrested for it, luckily, because I hadn't been in trouble for quite some time. I was let off with a caution down the station. But yeah, that was it for me. That just triggered in my head. But I wasn't fortunate enough to have help like you guys. People close to me turned their back. I mean, I lost everybody basically, and
has it made you stronger though?
Stop. It's okay. Take a breath.
Do you know what it has?
Yeah.
Because I broke a nearly 20-year addiction. I did that all by myself. I didn't go to Cocaine Anonymous. I had no family to help me. I had my best friend back in England. I must say that, because if I don't, she'll kill me. But probably her, and that was it until obviously I met my partner. But I was off coke by then anyway.
And I suppose one thing, just to jump in for a second,
go on.
Me and her went through the criminal justice system,
Yeah.
so that's how we ended up getting support.
Yeah.
And I know you did have like your full charge,
yeah.
but you didn't have a CDS or previous as like us, so you didn't go through the criminal justice system like us at the stage we were.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't have been offered that support or anything, would you?
Yeah, because it comes for so long. So like when I was constantly arrested as a child, like. And like as I got older, the charges got worse, and then obviously they were like, "This is enough. Like you clearly need support." Do you get me? So maybe
that's why we got it. But fair play.
I know because you've done it on your own.
I've been in trouble with the police before, from like the age of 17, and I think the last time was 2002, which is why I only got a caution this time. And I've been on probation and everything. I didn't get the help then that I needed. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I had to break away. I had to delete numbers, just don't associate people. I had to stop going to town because that was a massive trigger. Stopped my alcohol because that was a massive trigger as well. Do you know what I mean? And it wasn't easy. It's not an easy journey, as you both know. But I look back now, and my goodness, like the resilience I've built up, the pride that I've built up, the self-esteem that I've built up, and I look better. I feel better. My head's clearer. Do you know what I mean? And I wake up in the morning and I have a decaf and a fat. I don't have a line and a vodka or coke or whatever it was. Do you know what I mean? So it's a good feeling.
So it's amazing, like the other journeys all three of us have been on, and I suppose that's why we want to share, because we never heard about these journeys when we were coming up, and I know I would have liked them. Yeah. But I know there's other people out there who'll be watching who are in similar situations. And, you know, it is possible, like, just reach out and grab someone, like...
Honestly.
Obviously, I tried so many times, and there was a million times it didn't work.
Yeah.
But the last time, it did work, and you just got to keep trying until you find the way that works for you. Like, it's not something that you're going to do first time.
No.
Do you know what I mean? It's something you've got to keep trying and trying and trying different ways, isn't it?
And when you break addiction... It is common to have that relapse as well, because I did relapse once or twice.
Yeah, that's me.
A lapse, you know, I call them.
Yeah.
I'm like,
she's the younger one.
I'm like, it's not a relapse, because a relapse is going full back into it. A lapse is just a little
bit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
sorry,
the
I
kids
have
and
to
the
I'm not that much. much younger. Come on,
Yeah,
girls.
well, yeah, at least a decade. So that's
To us, you're
yeah. So we're here today just because we want to do this podcast for other people and we want to share other people's journeys as well. So if you ever want to be on our podcast, just jump on our website. Our website address keeps coming up behind us. And you can contact us there and give us a message. It hasn't come up yet. Oh, we're keeping that bit in, guys. Do you wanna talk about like why you wanna do this podcast? Like, what is it for you that other people you want? Like, what do you want them to get from this?
So, I want them to get hope. I want some of them to, I don't know, maybe it might give people a better understanding of addiction or any lived experience, because there are people out there that they haven't suffered in life, they've had a good life, etc., and kind of raising awareness, breaking the stigma, and just kind of, people can change, they can make a success of their life, and just don't give up.
Definitely.
If you want to flip it round, don't give up. It's not going to be an easy journey, but and that's the kind of message I want to get across as well. Yeah,
definitely. And like, we're talking about addiction today because the three of us have experienced addiction within our lives. But we will have people on here who've been through all different adversities in their life, whether it was prison, drugs, whatever it is. We'll have all different guests and all different stories on here. And it's nice to share. Like, I've heard some stories now, and it's amazing, isn't it? Because I feel like I get emotional hearing other people's stories.
I get passionate when I hear them. I get all excited for them.
So what do you want? Where do you want this podcast to go then?
We want to expand further. I want to, like I've said to you, then I'm kind of pushing now to speak to other people outside. Outside of our, in the streets. Yeah. I'm willing to do that, and I'd love to do that. That's kind of, is speaking to people on the streets as well.
Yeah, of course. Like, we won't just
national.
go
national.
Is there anything else? Like, is there any message you want to give the viewers? Or
I think Kaz covered some of that. Like,
I know
like
she did.
Say,
she
smashed that. Yeah,
Just
just that there is hope, and just keep trying, guys. If there's people out there that
don't
really
give up.
Yeah, don't give up.
Do you know what? If you feel like you're on your own, you haven't got anyone, you can go on our website, and you're more than welcome to reach out to us on our website or on any social media.
Yeah, we'll always get back to messages, obviously. We're always here to talk to people about their journeys. And obviously, if you're in our area, we can signpost you to any services that we're aware of. Even us now on our journeys, we're not aware of everything. No. We can give advice and guidance. We all have that qualification. And we all did that as a peer advisor course with St. Giles, which is an amazing lived experience model, isn't it?
I'm in the middle of it.
You haven't even completed it yet. Yeah, so, well, we're all there anyway, and it's not long now you have left.
Yeah, no.
Well, so what do you want to add? Anything else, girls? I think that was a good introduction.
It was really good
to us. I hope you've got a sort of feeling about the type of girls we are. Like, we're just here with three girls who have gone through trauma and chaos.
Living our dreams.
Yes, we have no experience of doing this stuff, so we are winging it. But I think that we've pulled ourselves up, because I could never have seen us doing a podcast before, or even knowing how to get one set up. So I think getting this far, we've been amazing, haven't we?
I think if there's like anything in particular you as an audience would like to be discussed, then just pop us a message.
Any content that you want us to talk about.
Between the three of us, we've got lived experience coming out of every orifice on our body.
I thought you were going to be able to get that out there. Well, on that good note, we would like to say thank you to all our viewers and all our subscribers.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching #TellMeYourStory.